Okay, hello and welcome back to more F1 2021 My Team. Today you join me for the Belgium Grand Prix. Now, last episode we had the British Grand Prix and it didn't go amazing. We got a good qualifying and we finished P2. But I had a look at the standings and I did the maths on it. And there's still a high chance for me to completely lose this championship to someone like Stroll or even Russell now. So as we go into qualifying, it's key that we get a good position, like P5 or lower, but like P5 or to P1. Otherwise, there is a high chance this championship will be lost. Anyways, we've set a purple sector 2. Pierre Gasly goes faster than the 141. I think that was kind of a banker lap though, because it's only 40 minutes of the session left. But if I can set a good enough lap, I can just chuck my feet up and just let it happen. I mean, we'll see how fast we go as we get ready to go across the line now. A 1 minute 37.7.
Good job.
Okay, that's good enough for like P3, definitely. Maybe even P2, but I think someone will nick it from me.
We're in Belgium once again for today's round of the Formula One World Championship. It's a race the great Ayrton Senna won 6 times, and in 2019, Charles Leclerc became the first driver to take their maiden win here since Michael Schumacher in 1992. Spa-Francorchamps then, a historic 19-corner circuit with a lap distance of 4.35 miles. There's over 100 metres of elevation change here, and with long stretches of the lap spent flat out, a good top speed will be vital for success. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here today, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the rundown into turn 1. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course, you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you, so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lance Stroll lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Reed, Norris, Pierre Gasly and Sainz, Tsunoda, Perez, Russell and Antonio Giovinazzi, Leclerc, Hamilton, Esteban Ocon and Joe, Raikkonen, Eilert, Robert Schwartzman and Nobuharu Matsushita, Aitken, Tigtum, Latifi and Nikita Mazepin. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
Okay, so Stroll and Verstappen both qualified higher than me, because I did do what I said and I just went and chucked my feet up whilst the rest of qualifying played out, because I didn't really need to go and set another lap, because I was pretty confident that not many people would beat me, if any. So that's good. We're going to underfuel the car by a lap. It feels weird having only 11 laps, but yeah, we'll underfuel the car and go for it. Anyways, here we are then on the grids in P3 here in Spa. We are underway for the Belgium Grand Prix. Lance Stroll up in P1, Verstappen to our left in P2 as we go for the move down the inside. We've been hit in the back, we've been hit in the rear. Verstappen pushed away.
Some information on Norris. The virtual safety
Norris
car
out,
has just
Gasly
been
out.
deployed.
Both
Due to a build-up of
McLarens,
stopped cars on the track. Watch
Verstappen
your pace. They
and
are
Sainz,
out
so
of
both
the race.
McLarens and Red Bull out, and then Dan Tickton from another incident. I'm going to have to look at the replay of that. So here's a replay of the start. I mean, we had all right to go down the inside there, as everyone pulls to the left a little bit. We kind of keep to the right. We have a look down the inside, and it looks like Gasly or Norris, whatever McLaren that was, hit into me. So here's an onboard from Verstappen. So he goes into turn 1. He kind of cuts across, didn't really check his mirrors, and turns into me. But that doesn't really knock him out. I think it's whoever hits into the rear of him Here's Lando Norris on the inside. Oh, okay, so Lando Norris hits the back of us, and I think Norris might have been hit into. Yeah, Norris got hit into by Gasly as Carlos Sainz pulled right a little bit, which kind of threw Gasly off, and then they all come in a 3-car pile-up. So the safety car was out, but it's coming in now at the end of lap 3. That wasn't my fault. I had to look over it. It definitely wasn't. But as Lance Stroll in P1, we're going to go green once more on lap 4. As Lance Stroll
on the car behind by 0.5 per lap.
Pulls away. We do have damage to the diffuser, which I've never had before.
Hitting this lap then.
We're going to box this lap.
This lap.
But yeah, so I have diffuser damage, which I can already see that huge decrease of performance. So it's not looking good for a high points finish here today. Maybe 10 points if we can get P5. We'll see how the pit stop goes and all of that sort of stuff. There might be another safety car. No one can know at this point of the race. We'll see what happens. There's been a yellow flag in Sector 2. Not any crashes that I can tell. The yellow flag's been pretty much cleared up. And no one's out of the race just yet. You know, everyone's running. There's Guan Yu Zhou, I believe, quite far back. He's dropping down. I mean, look at how close Sonoda is getting to our rear. So we're going to pit in this lap. But wow, okay, yeah, Guan Yu Zhou out of the session. Not too sure why. I had a look at the replay and it seemed like an engine issue. There was no smoke or anything, so who's to tell? Anyways, we're going to pull into the pits now on lap 4 to go for a set of mediums. I think I might have a bit of wing damage. Because I don't know, but I hit into Verstappen in turn 1, so I might have a bit of wing damage on the left. Mazepin with a 5-second penalty, as always. Great fun. But yeah, I'm not too sure what's gonna happen. We pull into the pits. Yeah, wing damage. Okay. So maybe the diffuser didn't have that much of a decrease in performance. It was just wing damage as well. So we'll see what happens. We come out of the pits, 8.6 seconds stop. Just pretty slow for a wing change.
Up to speed now.
But oh, cheeky drift on the exit. Anyways, at the end of lap 5, Hamilton in the pits. This is where we can really tell whether we're buggered or not. If we come out ahead of Hamilton, oh Jesus, we might be on for a decent finish.
DRS is now enabled.
And we have come out ahead of Hamilton. Hamilton might have wing damage himself, you know, because that is a really slow pit stop. But we're out ahead of Hamilton. Lap 6 again. Okay, Perez in the pits.
Sergio is in for his stop.
This is what we'll really tell, because we obviously went in P2. Perez was behind us, Stroll ahead of us. So we'll see how the order looks once Perez comes out. If Perez is ahead of us, then we're done for in terms of getting a podium finish. So we'll see what happens. There's only 15 people left, 7 DNFs so far. A purple sector 3 and 6 seconds quicker than any fastest lap that I've done so far. Because 3 of them were on the safety car and 1 of them was after a pit stop. But we're out behind Perez, behind Stroll. So yeah, we might be done for here. Leclerc though is behind us, so that's a positive. As we come in the last couple of corners before the chicane, more people will pit in this lap. In fact, I think most people should pit in this lap. We'll see what happens as we round the bus stop chicane. Latifi in the pits. If we come out behind Latifi, I will just crack into a wall. Huh. A lot of people going for the hard tyres on lap 8 of the Grand Prix. We're out ahead of Ilott, just. And now we can tell the diffuser damage if that's going to affect us. So
4 laps of fuel remaining.
If the Alpha starts catching up, I will cry. He's currently 0.4 seconds behind, so he will have DRS. But DRS doesn't normally do too much to these slower cars. But he is definitely catching, so we might be screwed here. I mean, I've never had diffuser damage. It's really weird. I've never had diffuser damage before, because I only ever get hit in the side. And that's normally my fault. But this time it wasn't my fault, and it wasn't in the side. Oh,
safety car is
out.
We need you to reduce your
Latifi's out.
pace. It looks like there's a high amount
And
of
so is the
debris on
safety
track.
car. Let's see what happened here. Latifi into turn 4 after the Camel. He turns in. Hamilton locks up. Oh, wow. Okay. I've never seen an AI lock up on another AI before. But yeah, Hamilton goes ahead with DRS, breaks in, turns, locks up. Latifi turns into him. And we go green once more alongside Sergio Perez to his left, heading down towards Eau Rouge and Radion. A little bit of contact as he turns into us. We go along the left-hand side and just about make it past. But again, Sergio Perez hits into us.
There's been an incident on track
That's
resulting in loose debris.
wow.
Fortunately, the marshals have managed
Perez
to clear
did
it
not
up
want
in
to give
time
up that
and there are
position.
No plans for a safety car right now.
I mean, fair enough. I wouldn't want to either. But, okay, we've got up to P6. And we are behind Giovinazzi. He's on the hard tyres. And the Alpine is looking very, very heavy through these corners. As we go past him, he does some weird evasion. I was nowhere near him. There was not need for that sort of reaction. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Okay. That's not good. Giovinazzi coming back up alongside us then, possibly. No, he backs out. Okay. Come on, Giovinazzi, make the race interesting. The only thing that's interesting so far is the fact that I got assaulted into turn 1. And I also got assaulted heading down towards Eau Rouge. So, that's fun. As we're around the bus stop chicane once more to start the final lap
2 laps of fuel left.
of the Grand
This is
Prix.
your final lap of the race.
Heading through turn 1. The long right hand. I don't know. That corner has, I think, has a bit of camber to it. It's kind of banked to the left. But I quite like it. It's a really satisfying corner to get right. Same with this one, these 2 corners here, or 3 corners, or however many it is. Eau Rouge, a very nice corner. I do love it. Yeah, as we go down the Kemmel Straight, we're not really gaining on Tsunoda, but we're not being gained on by Giovinazzi. And I think that's mainly because of the tyres. Like, if I didn't have diffuser damage, I'd probably pull away a little bit. But because I have diffuser damage, it's kind of like evened out, I think. Possibly. Not too sure. But yeah, I've never had diffuser damage before, so that's interesting. You can definitely feel a lack of performance. Like 110%. You can feel it. I mean, Jeff came over the radio and said, you got diffuser damage, you'll feel a notable lack of, lack of performance. And he wasn't wrong. I could definitely feel it. We are kind of catching up to Tsunoda though, surprisingly. Maybe that's just I think that's just a Mercedes being a bit shite. They're really good in qualifying, but they're so bad in the race. I don't know how that makes any sense. I mean, I'm the complete opposite. I'm really bad in qualifying normally, unless it's wet, and they're really good in the race. Well, I say really good in the race. I'm good in the race. Yeah, Mercedes in general are the complete opposite. But I mean, we're going to be right behind Tsunoda. We're not going to be able to get past, I don't reckon. If we maybe got a good exit out there, we would. We take the checkered flag in P5, almost P4, then P5.
Race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Annoying that we got damage into turn 1, but somewhat on us for, you know, diving down the inside. Kimi Raikkonen, driver of the day. I don't know what the finishes were in the end.
Great effort there from Ferrari to take the victory
Russell
today.
won. Wow, great. We have a new title contender who wasn't even in the
Anthony
fight.
Davidson, a resounding victory
Oh my
today.
God.
What set them apart from the rest?
I just noticed something.
Taking care of the car was absolutely vital today. It's been obvious all weekend that the pace was there, but look at the attrition rate we've had. They would have been very concerned about any minor anomaly towards the latter stages of this Grand Prix.
Looking at the podium, you can see that red suit familiar to fans across the globe. A world-class win for a world-class team. Ferrari do it again.
Kimi Raikkonen on the podium in P3. AlphaTauri have really stepped their stuff up. I mean, Lance Stroll got pole position. He won in Canada. He could have won in Austria. He could have won in Britain. I mean, he could have also won in Baku if he didn't DNF. Lance Stroll is a fucking beast. And I've never thought I'd ever have to say that in the game or in the real world. But I do. Lance Stroll is a god. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Well, if we have a quick look at the standings, George Russell moves up into P8. 55 points. I mean, I don't think he can win the championship now, but he definitely has a chance next season if he keeps his performance up. Sergio Perez drops down to P4. Yuki Tsunoda down to P3 as Lance Stroll goes to P2 in the championship by 95 points. So yeah, there's a 95 points difference between me and Stroll. There's... Right, let me see if I can name the races. We've got Italy next. Oh god, this is difficult. Then there's 5 more after that. Yeah, so we got Singapore, Brazil, Mexico, Australia, Abu Dhabi. They're the 6 after this. I mean, he can get up to 156 points. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, he can get 156 points. So, I mean, there's still a chance. We have DNFs possible still. My engine's been wearing a little bit more than usual, so engine DNFs are possible. So, we'll see what happens. But I will see you next time in Monza.